So there are basically two once again playing Riven, as he loved the mechanic big fight level 1. Instead, what is not going to do anything, like he is just going to time. Is killable by a gank. For example, here versus Camille, he decides to try an early trade, which goes badly, so he is dived by an Nidalee. He clearly learns from this, and in the next game, he is being poked down to 40%. You might think you could stay and pick up some more CS and a tower. Instead, he basically TP's back on full health. And oh look, he would have gotten dived and lost a huge wave if he didn't follow this rule. Furthermore, if he is not interacting with the wave, other than to last hit, the enemy laner will always end up pushing it into him, letting him freeze the wave in front of his tower, which gives Shyvana the absolute necessary safety to avoid ganks, due to her not having a dash ability, so she doesn't want to push up. There's even a secret special advantage you get for doing lane Shyvana. If you're picking it, enemies will assume that it's AP Shyvana jungle, because that's the most common one at the moment. So they'll either expect AP Shyvana, or more likely that some other player is going to your lane, which means they'll take the wrong runes. This really works even in Master. For example, the Sion game, the Sion took magic resist. This Camille game, the Camille took magic resist. And this Gangplank game, he took magic resist as well. This surprise factor makes your laning a lot easier. From here, he continues the cycle. AFK behind the wave, grab the F with your E, dodge skill shots with your W, and go for the shortest trade you can get. This is until level 6. At level 6, since you're a lane Shyvana, you get level 6 powerful very early. Not only do you get a whole set of new high damage abilities, you also get a massive amount of mobility to jump into fights, and mobility to escape from bad ones. In almost every matchup, Rizonal has a way to kill the enemy top laner. Firstly, check where the enemy jungler is on the map. Do not do anything unless you can find him. If you ult in and then get ganked, you have no way out. If the enemy jungler is far away, Rizonal goes for a kill. Against poke champions or ranged champions that are squishy, he thinks it's always best to jump at them with his ult. This lets you get right on top of them, auto-attack them once, which makes them
Your worst
back,
decisions
and
will
that locks
haunt
them in
you.
place. So you can then press E on the ground, and they will always get hit by it. Same thing if you ult behind them, they'll have to run through your E to get away, so you can guarantee the high damage from it. This damage on AD Shyvana early game is only a tiny bit weaker than AP Shyvana. The ability scales with both AP and AD at a reasonable rate, so really AP Shyvana is a bit of a waste in comparison. If instead you're against a fighter champion like Darius or Fiora who loves to take 1v1s, and they want to kill Rizonal instead runs in as his human form, going for his usual trade. He can then ult to reposition, slowing the fight down, and giving himself time to poke with his E. Either the enemy will die to your E outranging them, run up to you and die to your E close range, or be really low HP and leave lane, ending the laning phase due to the XP and gold advantage it gives you over them. We are now into mid-game. At this point, Rizonal continues to lane, looking for more solo kills whenever he has ult, and sees the enemy jungler elsewhere. Rizonal takes TP so that he can join objective fights, or TP back to lane if needed. He can begin to join fights, but constantly make sure he is making the most out of having a side lane to farm. He is absolutely the most XP and gold addicted top laner I have ever watched, which does make sense because he is playing a dragon, and also Shyvana gets a lot of value out of her items. In fights, you can use your ult to dodge CC. It gives you unstoppable, by the way, so you can see here he uses it just as Nothook connects to dodge it, avoiding the danger and turning the fight. You want to be playing team fights like an assassin, using your ult to dive onto enemy carries, hitting them with the CC, and one-shotting them with auto-attack combos, then dropping E's to stop their escapes. E on top of melee carries and yourself as you fight, so if they stay to fight you, they will be taking a lot of burn damage. For example, here, the enemy Camille ults onto the Shyvana, so Rizonal uses his E on himself to out-damage Camille, then use E long range to finish off the enemies or create an area where
They are nothing
positioning is very
before
important
me.
all game. He knows the limits of the champion, for example the lack of mobility and dashes, so he only takes risks he knows will work. If you're always jumping in randomly, you'll just get kited and die. Ideally, Rizonal only ever ults onto a carry, not onto a tank, but if you cannot do that and you're getting CC'd, use ult instead to escape. This is close to your only safety net, so Rizonal is constantly doing things that may look under-aggressive, but in reality he just knows the play is too risky for his champion. Here's a great example of a perfect fight. He starts off on the front line, baiting tank CC. He then finds a way to get onto the enemy carry. He does not waste ult if he can get onto them without using it, as it's great for following their kiting or flashes. He uses his high damage to burst them down, then turns to the next carry doing the same thing, and finally finishes off tanks and gets through them quite fast with his build. Rizonal often joins fights late, partially due to his side lane focus, but also it lets him get really good flanks off, which are insane for backline access. The really interesting thing about it is, he doesn't really even want to join fights. He only ever wants to fight objectives, because he believes they're the most important, especially since Shyvana benefits extra from dragons. Here is the reason it could be better to just split push instead of join fights. Look at this level 14 Jax. He has 3 kills and is 40 CS up on our Shyvana. Who wins this? That's right, Shyvana E wins this fight. Champions cannot just stand stand there and auto-attack, out DPS Shyvana. Rizonal makes them play the DDR minigame to dodge. At this point, we are late game. Shyvana has absolutely reached God mode, becoming one of the highest damage champions in this game, while now also buying some tank items to make her unkillable. Imagine you have a melee Vayne on your team. Yeah, seems like a pretty nice late game fantasy. This is what you're playing for all game. Champion that can easily get unstoppable backline access, do a surprising amount of damage to a carry, and instantly end a fight in your favour. Fights from here on are easy work. Nice to God mode, becoming one of the high game to dodge. At this point, we are late game. Shyvana has absolutely reached God mode because of this fight. 3 kills and is 40 CS up on our Shyvana. Who wins this? That's right, Shyvana E wins this fight. Champions cannot just stand there and auto-attack to out DPS Shyvana. Rizonal makes them play the DDR minigame to dodge. At this point, we are late game. Shyvana has absolutely reached God mode, becoming one of the highest damage champions in this game, while now also imagine you have a melee Vayne on you who can die. Yeah, seems like a pretty nice fantasy. This is what you're playing for all game. Champion that can easily get unstoppable backline access, do a surprising amount of damage to a carry, and instantly end a fight in your favour. Fights from here on are easy work. If you can beat a Jax 1v1, then that really proves how strong the late game is. I'll give you his runes and items in a second, but first let me show you an insane TP Ignite Shyvana top that is building very weirdly, and also doing incredibly well with 70% win rate so far this season. This ex-master player
Your worst decisions will haunt you.
Breaker build. His early game is the same, AFK farming. This new guy goes even more all-in on late game, playing Stride Breaker, full attack damage Shyvana. This is the best build for sticking on opponents, and it's very hard for a squishy champ to run away from you, as you have your ult dash and the Stride Breaker to cancel out 2 of their movement abilities or dodges. Here's his weird build. This is a high risk, high reward playstyle, so give it a try in solo queue as well. Back to our master player Rizonal for his perfected build. He always takes TP flash so he can affect the map, and flash is vital for safety, and here's the full skill order. He's got Torrent Shield and potions for sustain in lane. As I said, he's not ever going for early kills, he is AFKing and he's helping stay in lane. After his tank boots, plated steel caps versus AD teams, Mercury treads are vital. This is high CC enemy teams. These are both great for his AFK lane dodging style. His first item, he gets Blade of the Ruin King. Statistically, this is his best first item for damage, and your mythic item is saved for second. That mythic is Kraken Slayer, once again giving you a ton of burst damage. After this, Rizonal gets Gargoyle Stoneplate, Kraken Slayer, best first item for damage, and your mythic item is saved for second. That mythic, statistically, is plated not ever going for early kills, he is AFKing and needs help him stay in lane. After, he rushes tank boots. Plated steel caps versus AD teams, Mercury treads are vital. This is high CC enemy teams. These are both great for his AFK lane dodging style. His first item, he gets Blade of the Ruin King. Statistically, this is his best first item for damage, and your mythic item is saved for second. That mythic is Kraken Slayer, once again giving you a ton of burst damage. After this, Rizonal gets Gargoyle Stoneplate. This gives him fake amount of tankiness in fights. It is much more valuable than other tank items on Shyvana. His jump gives him fake amount of tankiness in fights. It is much more valuable than other tank items on Shyvana. He is jumping in, trying to burst enemies, just let them survive long enough to get back on top of them, or use it to peel out of the fight. You should be about to end the game at this point.
They are nothing before me.
Or if you needed some armor pen. Here's the rune page he takes against hard matchups, for example fighters like Darius or Camille, for extra safety. And here is the page he takes against ranged or squishy tops for some extra damage at level 6 to get a kill. Thanks so much for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Check out my other similar videos here. Right now, Ivan is the highest win rate champion in
the game. Isn't that true, everyone? Probably not. I don't know. Anyway, let me go ahead and do Dragon Age theme extended. Never heard this in a long ass time. Dink bink dink dink. The fuck was that? Oh, must have been that stupid thing. So in the video, here's what we're gonna do. Oh, that will work. I'm in ranked, aren't I? Damn, I better do good. Warwick, huh?
Suffer my fury. By the blood of my father, I will end this. The might of Demacia will prevail. They are nothing before me. The rage. I smell fear.
Oh shit, dude.
On wings of fury. The enemies of Demacia will fall. enemy has been slain.
Still got plenty of time for Harold. I think I can push this out and get Harold still. Maybe. Oh no, he's dead.
I smell fear. Enemy killing spree.
Isn't it? I hope it is. I hope it's not, actually. Wow. Hmm.